skip for after that.
Type of thing?
Yeah, the woke people.
All right, so looks like.
What you call them?
Hotels.
So looks like we're going to have
like
to
hotel?
Yeah.
bring this.
Catch up.
So you can't really see you, Daryl.
You started the live already?
Yeah.
Alright.
I got some extra bread.
I don't know. Can this turn? This can't go to the side, can it? If it goes to the side, it's going to be to the side.
How far past where is it?
I just need to bring it up like right here.
You sure, right?
Let me see. Okay.
And we're recording.
Okay, Daryl. So you might just kind of just shake. Can you move? Can you move over just a little, like face, like, and then face? I know it may be a little more comfortable.
That's good?
Right. What you doing, Daryl?
That's cool, man. Let's go. Where we at?
I'm trying. I need Daryl to sit down so I can position it right, so I can see how far he.
Well, where are you sitting?
I'm sitting right in between y'all, right there. So I can see Ray. Daryl, I can see you. You're good. You just can't be leaning to the left at all.
That's cool.
You right there. No, you can't be shopped out, dog. It's all about the Jones. All right. So everybody's in frame.
All right.
Okay. All righty. Sorry about that. A little tight here. So I'd like to welcome everyone to today's episode of the 4Fives podcast. We got a lot of interesting topics going on today. First is parenting. Then we're going to cover education. Then we're going to talk about the whole, Meek Mill, how Philly supports him, and all that jazz. Then we're going to go into, rape culture, the different topics surrounding it right now, and different things that are going on. But so, topic number one. You recording, Ray?
Yes.
All right. Topic number one: parenting.
Yes.
Man. So
So everyone here has at least one child.
Yeah. So
and it's caring for multiple children. At least one child.
Yeah, I got 2 sons. You got a daughter.
I have 3 children.
3 children. He cares for 3 children.
I have 3 children.
You have to speak up a little bit.
I have a daughter.
A daughter.
That's it.
A daughter, and you have
2 children.
2 children. Okay. Now, the conversation that we were having about just the overall concept of parenting is how certain people look at it and certain people value it different. Where you got to come over this way a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Certain people value it different. Certain people look at certain things as necessary, while others look at it like it's just extra and added.
Basically, parents aren't aligned, especially parents that aren't together. I'm saying that I'll speak. I'll have no problem speaking of my situation. Obviously, the mother of my biological daughter and I are not together. We co-parent. I think we do a pretty good job. My daughter never sees us argue. I don't know if she's ever seen us argue. Carry ourselves accordingly. We interact in front of my daughter very well. But the backdoor conversations, like the decision-making conversations, where the real shit goes down, it's just a completely different picture and a completely different frame. And I often, I'm a very alpha male type of guy. So I'm often, my pride is often checked. Because when you're dealing with the mother of your child, you gotta, to a degree, be humble. Because this is just the mother of your child.
He got you by the balls. That's why you gotta
have. No, that's not
I ain't gonna lie.
But she gave birth to your kid, so that's checking.
You got you by the balls.
Yeah, but then you got family court. You got, all the responsibilities that come with being parents and being co-parents that have a shared custody.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Right. That was very rude. Coquito. Oh yes. We are drinking a little coquito.
A little coquito for that señorita.
Make sure you get some genuine coquito. It's just good. It's just know that it's good. It doesn't really matter what's in it. I would tell people, at least the experience I know, when after they've had some, but not prior to.
But back to parenting. I'm sorry, parenting, which we're supposed to be.
Really? I want to talk about co-parenting.
Co-parenting.
Because everyone in here they have a child, so everyone to some shape or form has to co-parent.
Right.
Is that okay to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about co-parenting. I'll put my shit out there. I need some support. I need some mutual understanding. Because I feel like I be losing. And I know it's not necessarily about win and lose or whatever.
No, it's about
But for me, I feel like when it comes to my daughter, I put her first. I don't think about what's best necessary for me. So I have given up my time. We had 50-50. I've allowed her to get like 52, 53. Just to be nice.
That's
because
nice.
my daughter has said things to me like, because her work schedule, I feel like I'm with you more than my mom. And she said that to me for like almost a year straight. Maybe closer to 8 months. And I was like, all right, what's up? I knew her work schedule, so I knew where my daughter is 90% of the time. So I knew her work schedule. So I allowed her to have some time during the week, about 3 to 4 hours during the week, out of my time. I'm giving up some of my time for the time you lose because of your living situation. I feel like I give a bunch of shit. Give on all situations that I don't need to give on. Thanksgiving. She's with me. She's with me in the morning, first half. You get to dinner time. It's still my day. It's my week. She comes back. Multiple times I've allowed her to leave the city with my child and not return on Thanksgiving.
So let me tell you.
So then when I ask for 2 extra hours on Christmas, and I don't get 2 extra hours on Christmas, I feel some type of way.
You sound like you feel some type of way.
I do. I'm fucking pissed off. The more I talk about, you know how sometimes the more you talk about something, you're like, you know what, I'm really pissed off about this shit.
I forgot we was recording and it just started to vent. But I know exactly how you feel. I mean, you know, I got double trouble. So, you know, I got 2 kids and got 2 different baby moms.
God.
So it's a whole different thing for me. I mean, when holiday season comes, when Christmas comes, Thanksgiving comes, I gotta deal with double the amount of stress. And it's crazy because even if you're talking about the holiday season, or not the holiday season, like holidays and getting them, I'm talking about all year round. I mean, I want to be the best father I can be. You know what I mean? I want to provide for my kids. I want to be there. I want to do everything that I can do to make sure my child or my children have a successful future, right? But when you're not with the mother, it almost complicates the situation, and it's definitely not in your favor. Because not only do I have to pay child support, but I have to also get my kids, which isn't a problem, right? But what happens when baby moms start doing dumb shit? Like, instead of paying for child care, paying for aftercare, I'm gonna just pocket that shit and I'm gonna make sure I'm just gonna go get them early. What that did and what it has created in my situation is now I can't get my kids from daycare because they're not in daycare. So I can't, they're from aftercare, they're no longer in aftercare. So now, when it's time for me to get my kids, I gotta go to this chick house. I don't want to say that. I don't want to interact. But on top of that, I can no longer drop him off at daycare before 8 a.m.
Oh, so before aftercare went, right?
Yeah. So they were talking about making sure I'm able to get to work on time. Mm-hmm. So then I'm having these conversations with them like, well, look, you got to be on point with that type of stuff, especially if you expect to receive. And I'm just put out there, I pay $1,600 a month in child support. So we're talking trying to be super dad and then trying to finance your living situation, basically, because that's rent right there. You know what I mean? And that's it's 800. You know what I mean? That's rent, taking care of everything. So I would expect that I will receive the respect and just the admiration from these women.
Never expect.
But I still ain't shit. I'm still not shit.
That don't even fit the narrative. Like, if she got in her mind that she's a single mom, that means she's gonna dick you over as much as she possibly can, and not for no rationale behind you being a shitty dad. But for the simple fact that y'all not together, she's gonna fucking she's gonna make herself out to be the victim, whether she did something to you or not. But dog, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. Dog, I look at y'all situations, I be scared to death, nigga. I'm like, hold on, we got to work this out, baby. Cause you ain't gonna have me like these niggas be talking. But no, like it's just.
What is a single mom? What's a single mom?
I don't know, dog. I don't even like having this conversation, to be honest. Because it gets so sticky. Like, I made a post about being something about single mom, but it wasn't on no, like, battering shit to men. Like, none of that. It was just some shit about having all this shit to do on a regular basis. Like, by myself, but it's not a slate at you, dog. It's really just trying to let me build myself up because this is a fucking rough ride right now, to be honest. And I get like, I had my baby dad mom hit me up like, I saw this post, and I'm like,
oh, now you get phone calls about social media posts?
It's wow, like wow. But I don't know. That single. Let's just not even say the
word.
No,
let's talk about it.
See, no, this one thing. No,
I don't know. I don't know. I think
what it is that when you're doing, like, if you're in a house with your child by yourself, in that moment you're single.
Sure,
that means you got to do everything in those moments. So if you got your child 3 days a week and your girl got her 4, and then y'all swap the next week and do 4 and 3, however y'all do it, in those times that you're just a singular parent, I mean, you got to do everything in those moments. When I got a situation right now where I got shared responsibility, where it's just like, all right, if I need to run to the store real quick, you can watch the kids. I ain't got to think about it. It's just like, I can just go. Or she can just get up and go. But for you, for instance, when you got your kids, you got your kids. I mean, everything you do for that 3 or 4 days that you're cycling off and on, you're a single parent.
Well, let me ask you this question. If you get a boyfriend, or if I have a girlfriend, and they assist me in that, am I still considered a single parent?
What do you mean?
Like it's not their responsibility. Yeah, it's not their responsibility.
It depends on how much they assist you, but no, you're not a single parent.
And they're working as a parent too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they're there and they're active in your child's life, you're not a single parent. That takes that out. Mm-hmm. That dynamic is gone if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're assisting you. What I'm talking about is if you're by yourself, you and your child, and y'all by yourself, and you have you're a single parent in that moment, and that means you have to take care of everything.
See, for me, when I hear single parent, I automatically think finances. You know what I mean? I think that it's all about money. Time is great, but it's really all about being able to financially provide for your child.
Yeah, well, child support can't make you spend time with your kids.
So if you receive child support,
it's weird.
But if you receive child support, are you still a single mom?
If you receive child support, I mean, yeah, I think you're still a single.
Yes,
you're still a single mom, and I think no woman's or no person's really gonna throw out there. But I do, get a nice check to do this shit.
Like,
I mean,
it's just.
I don't get no check. I was for.
You don't get no extra credit for paying child support on time.
I was for 5 years a single.
Get credit.
More than 5 years a single dad.
So what's worse, being a single mom receiving child support, or being a single dad and having to pay child support?
It's worse being a single dad and having to pay child support because you like, goddamn, like I'm taking care of my kid, and
exactly.
I ain't got no fucking nobody else paying in on this rent.
Exactly.
I ain't got nobody else paying in on this groceries.
Where
my check.
Exactly. And I still get them. I still got to go get them. I not have to. I still want to go get my kids.
I want my kids.
Exactly. Then I still got to provide financially, and I ain't trying to beef with you because I know you like I can't. I don't want to talk about this. But it's when you talking about it from somebody in my scenario, being a single father is way harder than being a single mother because for me,
I mean, it's different.
I don't get what help do I get.
It's different.
What help do I get?
But in some ways, it is much harder. Yeah.
What help do I get?
No, nobody feels sorry for you. Yeah, that aspect of it. But see,
we say it's hard. I ain't saying you feel more sorry for a single mom or a single dad.
No,
I said
society feels more sorry for a single mom than a single dad. That's just black and white, especially black men. So this is like not even.
So that's why. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you my experience I just had in family court. So I'm in family court. I take care of my child since my baby that just was born, love him to death, Cairo, Khalif, whatever. I take care of him. I get him every time I'm supposed to get him. Things that weren't working out from the rip with me and his mother, because it's just, given the scenario, it just wasn't a planned, thing going on. So from the rip, I've been getting to him. From the rip, I've been financially taking care of him. I'm in front of this support master. I'm talking to her. I'm explaining to her, well, look, in terms of child care, she has somebody watching them. That person doesn't have a business license. I can't file that person when it comes to income tax time, and I need to put down my child, my child care credit. I can't do that, so I shouldn't have to pay it. So, I'm thinking that it would make sense. That would make sense to her. She says to me, so who watches the baby when you don't have him? Where do you pick him up from? I'm like, from her friend's house. So you think she's doing that for free? I'm like, I don't know, but there's no way to document it. I'm sure that when we're in court right now, so you would have to
say any number.
Yeah, she can say any. That's what I'm saying. Honestly, honestly, she's getting herself in trouble by documenting this if you won't put her name down because she's getting under the table. She's not paying the taxes that you're supposed to be paying out for receiving that money because it's under the table. So I'm talking to this lady, trying to explain that to her. I told her, look, I would love to have a conversation with the mother of my child about kind of, co-parenting and trying to come together to discuss who's going to watch our child, but it's impossible. She says to me, and I say to her, I honestly don't want them to stay there. I would want them to be somewhere else. I want them to, be in an actual facility that's providing, educational programming, food. I was like, I don't want to have to take diapers to, and take food and drop it. I don't want to have to do that if I'm paying $700-800 for this service or whatever. She says to me, so you saying that, and this is the master. I'm sitting here, this is supposed to be the mediator, the person who's in the middle of us. So she says to me, so you saying that you have him stay somewhere when he's with you, and then she can have him stay, wherever she wants him to stay when he's with her. I said, is that a resolution? She's like, that is bad parenting. I was like, okay. So then she moves on to like the next topic of like, expenses and all this other dumb shit. I'm like, okay. I just bounced back to her like, well, excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off topic, Your Honor. No disrespect. So what do you suggest I do in order to, have this conversation with her? I don't know. So in my head, I want to say, what the fuck are you here for? Like, why are you even present? What is this for? Because obviously you got to eventually get in front of a judge who actually applies logic. But in these situations,
maybe.
I mean, I'm hoping.
I'm in front of judges all the time.
I'm hoping.
They're just people too.
But the difference.
They be on whatever tip they be on.
They're doing a job. You're just a number, and they just going through paper.
But no, you're more than a number. Because if say this is an ongoing thing, you're going to be in front of that same judge.
Yeah.
Right. So they get to know these cases the longer the stuff goes on. So you're not. Maybe initially you're just a number, or whatever. You're just a case, but you become more than a case. They start understanding your situation. They start getting to know you. But in the beginning, man, I see some of the orders I see just from the paternity type of piece of what I do. Oftentimes, I see judges favoring dad, but this is in situations where we're removing kids from mom. So yeah, give them to dad. But when it's both parents, it's usually that both parents have a negative light on them, so that it's kind of mutual. But when there's a good dad and there's a mom who kind of like just screwed up, it's usually a Caucasian mom. But I have seen some black moms who judges have been real empathetic.
What's considered screwed up? So I
say screwed up is it's usually
drugs,
mental health.
Mental health.
It's usually DNA, mental health. Yeah, DNA, drug and alcohol, mental health.
You said DNA. I'm like,
yeah, I just
acronyms, my brother. In that industry, I'm thinking like, damn, they gotta get a blood test. I was sitting over here like, yeah, that's
make
crazy.
Sure his mom?
Yeah, like I ain't know moms had to get blood tests too. I let you rock too. I just turned my head.
My world.
yeah.
Getting the DNA shit.
I'm just
mom,
saying.
his mom.
I be trying to make sure you go in there with even kill and not with your head too high, thinking this judge is going to be some super impartial person. They just be people, and they get on emotional trips too. And sometimes they really just had a bad day, and you just got the rap for that bad day.
Easy.
Like I've seen it go down just like that.
Well, listen,
and he had.
Well, I go in the morning. I go at 9 a.m. So hopefully
9 a.m. You're not the only case at 9 a.m.
When
so
old
multiple
heads
people there.
used to say to us, "It's cheaper
Or
to
be
keep
on
her."
time. Maybe you can go for it.
I didn't quite get it.
You never got what they meant when they said it's cheaper to keep her?
I was thinking like you gotta.
Oh no, I got it. I made a conscious decision. I knew what I had an idea of what things would be.
I did.
Now, honestly, I thought we would have a better business acumen.
No,
But
no.
I'm just saying we're not there yet.
Yeah,
I think the older the child gets, the easier it is kind of is.
Financial literacy.
Right, the
You
kid
don't
has
gotta
a
worry
voice.
about like talking to this person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Child can do all of
See,
these
for me, I came up in a broken family. My mom and my dad were never together. So I just had I had high hopes. I was like, oh, everything's going to be okay. It'll be fine. Because, my mom, she didn't take my dad to child support. I sold my dad.
See, that's that
That's
1970s,
what I saw.
1980s.
I saw what happens with your shit. That's what I saw.
So my mom never took my pop to child support either.
My dad had to pay child support. And
But-
so
My dad wasn't.
I stayed with him and my mom, and my sister stayed with my mom.
But the thing that messes it up for me, and I mean, some people
That was bad choice.
some people would deem it being woke. But you don't understand. As a woman, once you get put in the system and you start dealing with child support, you subconsciously become reliant on it. You know what I mean? If the check is big enough.
Yeah.
So what does that do? That's like that kind of.
That's part of your income.
That's why
it becomes your thing.
That's why everybody was planning Nas' baby mom back in the day. Because it was, I'm trying to think of her name and shit.
Michelle.
No, from the Jay-Z song.
Anyway, continue.
Her. So anyway, they were trying to say that she went broke after Nas had to stop paying child support because apparently it wasn't the case, but that basically she went broke because Nas ain't had his daughter was like 18, 19 or some shit, and his child support got cut off. It's like, oh, now she broke all of a sudden. So yeah, if you living off them kids, it's different. But dog, 18 years is a long motherfucking time. And I'm just saying, if you can make it work, make it work.
Share the joint on your page.
But if not, I ain't got nothing for you.
But then I think on top of that, not only is it bad for the mom, but then you look at the father or the person who's financing the child support. You take somebody who's in a situation where they're trying to create a better future for their child, and then you handicap them. So you end up making everybody come about equal and be like almost neutral, so that then there's no opportunity for you to really try to create a better future for your child. Because you have a situation where if the father, let's just say, he loses his job or he gets a pay cut or whatever, he can't pay his child support, then what do?
Lock his ass up.
Lock his ass up.
Now he really can't be a dad.
So now you got a father that's locked up that can't help out at all. Then you got a mother who is no longer receiving that money because the father's in jail.
But they still charging him, so when he come out, he gonna have a bill.
I got a homie in a situation where he came out. They took his license. He like $20,000 in debt, and it goes on your income taxes now. They put that on it goes on your credit history. Did you know that? Child support goes on your credit.
No shit.
So you got bad credit too. Like what the fuck?
My solution: get a
if you go back, get back on it. What'd you say?
Get a second.
Oh, if it goes into like a collection.
Like in my situation, I had a situation where she filed for support in September. We didn't go to court until December, and so when December came, they basically came up with this amount, and they said I owe this in September, and it was like $2,500. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to pay that? I mean, I could pay right now. We just said this is what I gotta pay, but I was paying that, and even though I was paying it, it still was just going towards that child support, and that shit. They took it out of my income taxes. So then I told my baby mom, like, look, I'm claiming them when income tax time comes. I'm claiming them. I claimed his ass, and guess what? She got it, and they gave it right to her.
Nigga, who claimed it first?
No,
you gotta do it first.
I'm saying that child support took that money out of my income tax, and it didn't even matter.
She was probably lit on Instagram. You ever see the picture of the girl with the mink on and shit on Instagram? That's your baby mom. She be lit off them child support checks,
bro. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, nigga, you was a lick. Like, honestly, $1,600 a month, you was a fucking lick.
Well, I never been in front of a judge. This is my first time going in front of a judge after these 3 years. So
that's
a process, man. But because you ain't gonna get a hearing for 3 months.
3 months. I filed for this to get in front of a judge back in August, and I ain't going to court until February.
Yeah.
6 months.
But you was in front of a master. When was you in front of the master?
So I was in front of a master for support court in October, but I was in front of an officer first in like September or August. But then when I filed
support, right?
Yes, that's child support. But
you got to go to master before you get the judge.
But for custody, I
no longer called master; it's called hearing officers.
For custody, I filed for it in August to change it, and they both came in February. It's almost like and let's just say I really can't afford to pay this $860 a month. Like I can't put food to take. I got custody of my kids, 6 days out of the 2 weeks. I can't buy. I really was put in a situation where I just had to get on my grind and try to find a way to work it out. But I'm put in a situation where I can't buy food, I can't buy Pampers, and I got the kids 120 nights out of the year. So you're gonna make me wait 3 months, where I'm telling you this is my situation is. What my situation is, you're gonna make me wait 3 months till we can do something about it. Like, what type of shit is that? That's what I was granted with.
Hey, bro, listen. Pull out. My niggas pull out, give a second D, know who you dealing with. At the end of the day,
there's no such thing as know who you dealing with. I used to say that.
Yeah, you never.
You think you know?
You loved Vanessa at one point, right? That was the one.
Yeah.
That was the one. Man, we moving. We graduated from school. You coming to Philly with me? We doing this. Yeah. As soon as you break up, what did they say? We was saying, hell have no fury like a woman scorn.
or it's cheaper to keep.
So, Deshae, what's your input in all of this? Did you have any this drama going on with your baby father?
A lot of drama. A lot. Child support was never one of them. I just didn't like the idea of it.
High five.
I don't know if I'm a high five this.
I'm just saying.
Champion in that shit.
No, I'm not gonna be a fucking meme out here. No. I'm not gonna have me.
Mothers against child support.
Not me. I'm not gonna be a soundbite.
Mothers and moms against child support. Let's get it.
It's just crazy. And then, even when you talk about, child care and all this other stuff.
Hey, dudes are slowly getting their get back. You see Mary J. Blige husband getting the album on them, taking care of his kid. That nigga won. I was saying, some niggas hitting a lick.
That's one nigga.
No.
That's
see, that's what I'm
two.
saying. Enough niggas not dating up. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas not dating rich chicks. Like what's the joint from the Bill with the big titties? The old head.
Let's go with nigga heavy.
I said we going nigga heavy.
Nigga heavy. Oh, I thought you said let's fall into the. You keep on
what's the lady?
Nigga.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nigga.
Cheryl Jones or something like that.
I know that name.
Something.
What are you talking about?
The girl from the Bill with the big titties. And she got her husband got out anyway.
The
black lady, but her husband
Copy
got
eyes?
out on it. Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
But anyway, these niggas out here hitting licks too. So don't just think that this like the tide is changing. You got to think the world is changing. Like the dynamics of relationships are changing.
Is it really?
So you got the classic woman. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is the new school where women is making just as much money as men.
Because women are definitely
hopefully child support to be phased out.
Yeah, women are coming up. You ain't get rid of them.
Courts are always at least a decade behind common culture.
Especially Pennsylvania.
Politics are always like a decade behind common culture.
Pennsylvania is the Quaker state. We will be the last to change everything, and especially
not everything.
Well,
everything.
The last time like family court, you gotta think about all these laws getting passed. You got weed laws getting passed. They changing shit with guns. We have family court.
Family court is not a priority.
It is not changing.
Well, when we do get legal, we got to figure out a way we can get a part of this business, baby.
It is legal in Colorado.
No, when it's legal here though, like niggas got to figure out a way that we can capitalize.
You can open up a dispensary.
It's not that simple.
No,
it's not.
Right now it's real hard to get a license.
Yeah, just the license alone is costing a crazy check. You got
products.
And shit.
What about products?
All I'm saying is,
we figure out.
Look into that. You know what I'm saying? Then we wouldn't be worried about that $1,600 child support. That's motherfucking.
It'll be more. The more money you make, the more you pay.
You know what? I'm getting vasectomy. That's what I'm saying. You got to secure your, you know what I'm saying? You get you one kid, you got two, you know what I'm saying?
You know what he was saying?
That's it.
Honestly, I'm just thankful that
it's the worst that can happen.
At least in my situation, she is fully employed and she works. She's like, I've always respected that she at least would know how to take care of herself.
But you ain't some crazy shit. You ain't some crazy shit. I remember when I was young, I used to not want to get old. But now this child support shit is in place. I can't wait until I'm 48 and child support. So I'm looking forward to that life where I'm like, now I can just work and sit back and just chill.
My man,
want to get a relationship so you can go from look, man, she's married. That's his kid too. Why got child support? We just got 50-50. Hell no.
Oh no, I heard in New York it might be the same in PA. If you get married, your household income still has to cover. So your household income is factored into your child support now. So you're not paying it based off of your income. You paying now that you have a wife, you'll be paying it based off of y'all combined.
That's what I'm saying. So hopefully she gets a husband.
It's like that in New York. It's like that in PA.
I believe so. I feel like it happened to somebody.
It's like that in PA. That's oh my god.
So now you got to marry a broke chick.
No, you not because I mean if I'm a lady and a nigga on child support and I know if we get married, that my income is factored into that. It's like, nigga, you're gonna make less money. It's actually in your advantage to not get married.
No, that's when you can come to the table. That's when you make agreements.
That's just
When people are mutually invested financially, see, we're griping because we're the only one paying out. But if the other person is in a position where they have to pay out, that's when they're willing to negotiate. Right now, they have no reason to negotiate. I'm winning in all the things I'm doing. Why do I need to negotiate with you? But now, when you got to put up some shit, now you ready to talk.
So what you telling me is I need to try to find a rich nigga.
Yo, you want to
one of them to marry.
Sugar daddy, that's all right.
nigga. I'll be recommending niggas to him.
Like this guy right here.
I met a nice guy at work today. He's a senior executive. He's
looking for someone with a kid.
He's 40 plus, has his own place. Like, meet my baby mom.
Y'all know what's crazy? Just listening to all y'all. Me and my girl who's always talk, we always talk about like everybody, you got baby dad issues. Shit's a thing. When y'all not together, shit just go wrong. Y'all can be like the best of friends and shit still won't go wrong because it's like this whole entity y'all made, y'all gotta share it or whatever. But all the time, any like great father I've known, they always had a fucked up baby mom. Like just mad, awful, and then like the horrible days that I know. Their mom just they go with the program for whatever, like whatever. They still give them flack about being a bad dad or whatever, but they just be like, taking my back been to the wall for a long fucking time.
Because the standard is higher. When you got a higher standard to adhere to or live up to, a motherfucker gonna hold you to that. So you fall
being
short.
a good guy.
Yeah,
Y'all finished last.
nigga.
Y'all finished
Dog.
last.
I'm telling you 100%. I said this shit. I think I said it to Paul though. I was like, chicks don't give you credit because it's so hard to be a good nigga sometimes. Because the situations, a good man. But the certain because a lot of I'm not gonna lie. The first thing that pop up into my brain to do is the wrong thing. 90% of the time. That's why I don't talk fast. Like I have to think things through in order to properly represent myself. This is me.
I never knew this.
Nigga, you say, but I say to you all the time. Every time Daryl sees some messed up stuff, I'm like, I was thinking the same thing, but I just don't be wanting to say it because it's just like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because I know my first instinct is to do wrong. I know it. This is like, it's been like this since I was a kid, so I can control it. So it just be like, for me to be a good nigga and good man, I'm making these decisions consciously. Like, you know the picture of the nigga in the strip club and the girl shaking his ass behind him, he like this? Like, that shit's conscious for me. It's just like, it's just like, dog, all this temptation around me is temptation everywhere. It's not just with women, it's just like with everything. Like, to commit a crime, like, temptation be there. Like, if I see fucking $100 in the register or a bunch of money in the register, it's like, damn, I can hit this joint and get a lick. Like, that shit pops in my head. Like, that's how
it pops in everybody's head.
Exactly, but you don't do it, right?
Depends on the camera.
They don't pop in everybody's head, but what I'm saying is certain opportunities are popping in your head and you gotta like diffuse that. And I just be like, yo, sometimes it's work to kind of do the right thing because you're not just living on your terms. It's like what my standards are. I'm trying to meet somebody else's standards. I'm not trying to piss this person off, especially if you're in a relationship, like my partnership. It's just like I'm trying to keep her into consideration in everything that I do. So this means me coming home at a certain time. Me, going out my way to do anything, whatever it is. But just making sure that this person is happy at all times while I'm trying to make sure that I'm happy with making this person happy.
What's messed up is you can't convert. Like once you start to become a good guy, especially in this type of scenario.
No, it's just that you might run into somebody that treats you like a lick. That's what I'm saying. Like you just become a lick.
I'm trying to be Mr. Nice Guy and all that type of shit.
Man, listen.
Whatever you say.
But let me ask you this question. Does the mother of your child have to? She has to make the court systems put you in jail, right? If you don't pay your child support. They don't just automatically come doing it.
Well, it's not elective. They take that shit right on my check. I don't get a choice.
Yeah, but if you lose your job, then there's nowhere. Let's say you quit your job and you started selling cocaine, and then
let's just say working under the table.
Working under the table, whatever.
Sure.
And then
I'll report that I have no income. But you know what I mean?
But they're still going to assess you an income. They're going to. Let me tell you something. Like they're going to say, well, how much did you make the year before? Or the year before that? and they're going to make you. That's unless she says, you know what. No, he's not. He doesn't have a job.
Oh, I haven't seen that situation.
No, that's what they do. And unless your mother, your kid says, you know, he's not working right now. Let's just postpone it. Let's stop it temporarily.
I know you're supposed to go.
So you're talking about in the ideal situation having a baby mom that's considered.
But in the situation, that's not happening. I'm sorry.
Right. So it don't matter if you're working or not, bro. You fine.
So transitioning, because this shit is pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That
You
was
need to
a
change.
good session.
Yeah. He had to get that off your chest. I get you though. But I would be pissed too. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
But
transitioning as we talk about paying child support and having to pay because it applies towards child care. Let's talk about education. Yeah, child care is expensive, but education, especially
public school education.
Public school education. I was gonna say college education is even more expensive.
We all went to public school, right?
Yep. Well, no, I went to Kappa.
No, you don't count.
Kappa's a magnet school.
You went to public school.
Creative and Performing Arts. No, actually, I went to Meredith. Meredith was a magnet school
Meredith.
as well.
Well, I bounced around
But that's
school.
I ain't gonna. That's the interesting side. Like you're like an interesting person.
Yeah.
You went to school
It's a
with
thespian.
yeah, like
Yes.
Like, people don't know that.
yeah.
I tell people all the time, because they be like, yeah, tell me, like, when they ask me about you, that's the first thing you need to know is a thespian.
First of all,
If they know the word, then they can understand where I go with the conversation.
This nigga's really an actor. This nigga's been trained in the theater,
in the
arts and
theater,
shit.
I've been on stage. I've been on Broadway.
So you don't count. But the rest of us, we went to public school. Like I went to public school my whole
Oh, you
life.
did 1 year in a Catholic school?
I never did private school, nothing.
I went to elementary school, public school, went to Durham, 16th Lombard.
All right, so you get some credit.
Yeah. But let's just talk about the way it's going. It just seems like it's just dwindling down. Like it's getting bad.
I mean, I think we have to look at
It's bad.
It just
the
is.
kids. It's not that, we blame the schools, and it's a lot of things that I think schools need to do better. But the thing they need to do better, given the current situation, not having enough resources to really address the needs of the kids. A lot of these kids are fucked up. When I say fucked up, I mean they are traumatized at some of the deepest levels, and even on some surface levels. But there's so much trauma happening to kids. And then I think about when we were kids. I think we were pretty traumatized as well in our childhood. But I don't remember us acting as extreme as the kids that I see act. And all it takes is one kid to disrupt the whole classroom. And so you put one or two kids across the whole school in each classroom, then you got a bad school.
You just said that. I literally just said something
We
like
was
that.
literally in the car just talking about it.
That's exactly the thing. And it's like when I was in Tilton, it was just like it wasn't the whole class was bad.
Oh,
it was like
boys to men?
yeah, it was 5 kids in each classroom that was so raw that the rest of the class kind of like just went with them. Like they the bullies, they the whatever
The trendsetters.
Yeah. So just
If
like
you wanna
the class
learn
went
it,
up,
what
it
you
was
doing?
like literally when you broke it down, it was like literally like maybe 4 or 5 of them that was really the ones that was like raw, and it's just like but the teachers looked so defeated. Like they was just like take them. Like I don't care what you doing, just get them out.
Yes.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Focus
It's
on
like
the
you
kids
go
that
in
wanna
with
learn.
the intentions of I'm gonna go in, do my job. I want to change lives. Like you got this vision of what you expect your outcomes to be when you deal with these kids. When you get into these situations, you're just like the kids are out of control. The parents aren't cooperating. I'm not getting this support from school leadership, administration, not good. So it's just like
In turn, you don't get any good teachers.
That's what I was saying when we were talking earlier. Like, it's a jungle. Being a teacher, period, is a jungle. You got these people you gotta like really feed something to so you can say you did a good job at what you're doing. Then you throw in the fact that some of these kids got hands and they try and like square up with you. That's crazy. That's crazy. And so people don't want to deal with it, so they don't. So what happened? Like, what happened with the kids now?
Right.
Nobody's there.
And then
Nobody wants to be there. The people that are, they don't give up. They don't care.
I got some Caucasian friends that were teachers, and they come into the city like, oh, I want to be a teacher. I want to change things.
Asian friends.
you know, they got white friends, you know, and they come into the city and they be like, yo, I did 1 year there, and now I'm in the marketing and sales.
They make you reevaluate your life. But imagine having like a whole like a passion for it though.
Yeah, you
like
really
you like
do
I'm
this.
gonna go in, I'm gonna change lives, like I'm gonna impact these children in this way, and you walk into that situation. How can you really be effective?
You gotta watch Lean on Me.
No, that's
Literally everything we were saying.
I just said that
we were
people watch
saying
Lean
that.
on Me and be like, yo, I'm gonna be like that. Like I'm gonna go into the principal. I'm going to the school.
Until like the Shay said, the kids square up with you.
And
And it was like these kids don't, a lot of these kids really have no semblance of respect.
None.
They don't give a F about your authority.
None.
The
They
second,
put their
the day
hands
that
on you.
the day
They'll
that
tell you what you can and can't do because they know the rules. They've already been in situations where somebody probably put their hands on you.
Yeah,
And so that person will end up getting in trouble or suspended or transferred or whatever. And so they know the rules. They've been in these situations.
And that lets you
already.
know they're smart.
Yo, these kids.
So it's like not that they stupid.
It's
They
just what what's
they're
in
not
front of them to
stupid.
learn.
They're ignorant.
Like
That's
anybody
different.
can learn.
I mean, it's the education. I mean, you got to think about the curriculum too. I mean, the curriculum. I mean, does it change? I mean, I don't know. My kids ain't old enough to be in school yet. But is it changing, or is it still
The
history,
curriculum-
math, reading? Like,
No, it's not the
the
same
curriculum-
basic subject.
And they're trying to evolve it,
Uh,
but it's getting a lot of
Depending on the
pushback.
school and the resources the school has, you'll get some of the technology pieces in there. But a lot of these schools are trying to focus on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Most of the public schools aren't in a position to really go full steam into that type of motto. But it's because they don't have the resources, and it's because all these kids, if you like you just said, it's 5 kids. I said 2. I'm not a teacher, so I can believe it's 5.
It might be less, but that was mine.
No, it's regardless, the number of kids in children in each classroom disrupting the classroom. You got to remove those kids. There's something called IEPs, individualized education plans. I'm a big proponent of IEPs. The problem is again just the resources. You don't have enough staff to really assess every single child. Every child should be assessed.
I agree.
You should need to understand how
agree.
every child learns. Or
I
else how can you
agree.
teach them, right? So every child should be
With
assessed,
it.
but it's the lack of resources. And then each school, you would have to move children around because certain schools won't be able to meet certain child needs. And now we're talking about busing and transportation. That's going to be more money. So it's really about the money, honestly.
I don't think it's about the money. I think.
No, it's definitely about
I think it's about the
money.
but, all right, it's about the money. When we were talking about the funding, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you heard the story of like how they build prisons. They take the P-Sex scores and whatever combination in terms of the neighborhood has
Talk about the farm.
Yeah, that's where they build prisons. You heard about all that. I mean, I think it's all set up for failure. It's not, we talk about funding and I mean all that stuff, but I don't think
no big conspircy.
I'm just saying. I don't think
I
the
think,
goal.
yeah,
The goal is
the
to
school
create
to prison
more-
pipeline, basically.
Exactly.
No, it's real.
The goal is important for public schools to create.
But that's how they.
intelligent people.
But isn't that also how they allocate resources to these schools? Like based on these exams, they're
Yeah.
figuring out.
And that's all they teach. Like they don't even. The curriculum is based on tests. Like all of it surrounds these tests. Like
Right, and these budgets are basically dished out and doled out based on the
So
performance of these
teachers
tests,
lose
right?
their opportunity to be creative.
that's
that's what
oh
I'm
my
saying.
god. We talk about that in every class that I've had through my program to get my certification. And these are teachers that's been like teachers for 20 years, and they were saying just this thing. Like it's in every class, and they also talk about how the kids always lose, like no matter what the curriculum is. And the systems that we teach under the curriculums are always 10 years behind what is currently like the thing everywhere else. Like, but we rate ourselves as being like the #1 country for our education system.
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Over the past 15 years, we're going down. We're going down, down,
People
down.
accept it.
But I realized from district to district, like when I got to college, I didn't know how far behind we was. But when I got to college,
That's where I learned.
and I seen like
Certain
how
things.
advanced these motherfuckers was from like the counties.
For me, it
I was
wasn't even
like,
how advanced.
yo.
It was what they told me they were exposed to, classes they were exposed to. I'm like, I never even stepped close to that.
They had
What are
business
you
classes.
talking about?
I never cooked anything in class.
See, I have home ec in, yo, I went
I
to
never
Turner
had
Middle
it.
Yeah, I was
School.
gonna say Turner.
Turner Middle School.
They
is
have
the
home ec in
biggest and
Pembroke,
best
they have it in
building,
Middle
the best school.
Yeah,
ever.
Turner was dope. Turner was dope.
I be watching movies and they be having home ec class. I'm like, I never
Music,
not
bro.
once had it. I would have loved to have
But you
this.
had theater.
I want to buy that building.
So?
You had theater.
I went to a theater
You
school.
did. You did
It's
shit
nothing
still.
now.
No, Hope he
I
graduated. I
never
know
did
Hope.
about this.
Oh yeah, they did.
Mold
That's
is
what
Turner.
it is.
Yeah, Mold is at Turner now.
Yeah, because I be seeing, I feel like I see people at Mook.
Yeah.
It's that's another
Penrose.
school. Like all
That's
of it
Penrose.
is not what it used to be.
Yeah,
Like
so
that's just
they
the-
built that gym, and I think
That's
they
like the
moved to-
8th or 7th or 8th graders
Yeah.
or something. The other small one is now
They
called
used to move
the
down,
other
too.
grade.
So we're talking Philadelphia public school lingo.
Sorry, got all this.
But yeah, no. Overall, like these kids in public school is just like they're a part of a system that's been that way for I don't know how many years. So in order to really get school reform and get somebody that can get in there and break this system, like you gotta understand, there's a lot of people that's going to have to lose their jobs in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like people are fighting not to keep the system in place, but for job security, like to make sure it's not like looking like I'm the bad guy. I forgot who was not Dr. Mickey, but somebody was the superintendent that ended up. She passed away like a year later, but
She got a heavy check.
She
when
got a
they
big
fired
check,
her,
but they
was,
fired her.
whatever.
before high.
She was
got
giving contracts.
She was like hooking her friends up with contracts, everything. But it was just a dirty game. And not to mention the teachers' union.
Correct.
I mean, I just think it's so
That's
crazy
what
how
it's supposed to be.
what we focus
It's
on.
about protecting the teachers.
When we focus on like what we
So
support.
when we see it on the outside, like, it's nothing crazy. But it's about protecting, the best interests of the teachers.
Well, we talk about like what people are willing to support, and what people are really willing to put forth effort and energy to make a change. And just kind of switching topics here. Think about if people were as passionate about Meek Mill not being in prison, if they were as passionate about that as if they were about changing the educational system. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy the things that will come together to support and like the logic that we use as a whole as a people.
I gotta go ahead.
No, you do.
No, I gotta defer. It's just like it's media coverage.
Defer, you mean like,
I was going to defer to somebody else, but I was going to keep my comments to myself.
Why you keep comments to yourself?
Because I disagree. But anyway, what I was about to say was that it's just
Well, we need to
media
get- 'cause I
coverage.
kinda
Like, because
disagree
we sitting here, we just talked about the education system. You know what I mean? There are hundreds, maybe thousands of
There's
parents
town halls,
protesting
there's
all the
meetings,
time.
there are parents who are very
It's just that
active,
people aren't talking about it on the news, so you don't see it as much. You know what I'm saying? So you saw the rally down on City Hall with people talking about Meek Mill, or you see that up and down your timeline, people talking about Meek Mill. But there are people in the trenches every day fighting for our kids. You know what I mean?
I never seen a rally for people wanting to.
I know. That's what I'm
You
saying.
don't see it. They don't
Perception.
even have to.
I'm talking about. I never seen thousands of people at City Hall protesting for.
Because you didn't see it. I said media coverage.
You should.
But what I said was it's media
But
coverage.
media would cover that if that happened.
That's not. Sometimes
We're
it's
talking
not
about.
juicy enough.
I was right there with you when we were at Tillman. We were in the auditorium and there were parents there. There wasn't as many parents there as there was in Tilton. I'm sorry. There wasn't as many parents there talking about bettering the educational system as there are as many people down at City Hall protesting Meek Mill's not being in jail. I mean, it does happen, but it's not as widely supported.
I don't want to say
what time of day was it?
It was
During the day?
It was during the day.
Right, during 9 to 5 hours. That's what most of the school stuff happens.
That's what I'm saying.
So you gotta have a parent who's able to get there.
But who's pro? Where are the protests and rallies like at nighttime after 5 o'clock, bringing your kids down to City Hall?
Yeah, you see that all the time.
You said you do see it.
Oh, you mean not for this specific topic?
I'm talking about for just the. I mean, I guess we're talking about like racism.
But I'm saying this. I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen.
I'm not sure what you're protesting.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is prison reform is something that has to be addressed. It's not just the Meek Mill situation. We're just talking about the probation system as it is in place, that people are being put in jail for trivial things and people having to do jail time behind it because the probation system allows a judge to basically decide your fate based off a technicality. And what Meek was a prime example of was a technicality. It wasn't that the fact that he did anything. He's been on probation for like 10 years or 11 years for for a crime that he committed when he was 19. Now you want to adhere to the rules in probation, that's one thing. But if I could basically put you in jail for 2 years for being associated with some shit. Or
you're telling me that these protests weren't for that Meek Mill was just symbolism for a greater good. You're telling me that these people that were protesting, they were there for that and not for just because they hold up, wait a minute. These was Meek Mill fans.
What I'm explaining to you is we have to bring heightened. We have to take awareness as it comes. Like I was just talking about people being in public school their whole lives, or just going through things that they've been ignorant to certain things. No matter how you get, sometimes you gotta put the medicine in the candy, basically. Like if it took a motherfucker to be if it took Meek Mill to bring people's attention to prison reform, then that's what it took.
Probation
or probation reform. But overall, nobody wouldn't be paying attention to this if it wasn't for Meek Mill. So while you don't like the fact that but we can't attribute that to people not protesting for education, because there are people fighting.
I don't think that they were protesting for parole reform. I think they were protesting because they really like Meek Mill and they don't want him to be in jail.
Some people were.
Dude, don't count everybody's shirt like that.
That's what
a lot of people educate themselves before they just do things. I mean, a lot of people were down there. They were interviewing people that were there. They weren't just talking about Meek Mill. They were talking about the whole prison reform.
What about all the billboards? Why don't the billboards say change the parole system? They say free Meek Mill. They don't say change the parole system.
He has a manager. He has a marketing team. They're going to do stuff like that. That's what they're supposed to do.
Sometimes it takes for the wrong thing to happen to the right person
in order for it to change.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're caught up in child support and you're protesting,
that's what you need to fucking do a protest for.
No, seriously, listen. When you're protesting, nobody hears your voice because it's not big enough. No disrespect. But if somebody that's big enough was able to say, yo, this some bullshit, and I'm not paying this, and I'm going to protest this system, and was able to get a win, and it's a win for you, you don't be mad at people for getting behind him because he's a celebrity or a big name. You be like, no, I'm going to get behind him because, he might be. But
I'm not going to be screaming my example is every rapper and basketball player that's not with the mother of their kids. Because there are a whole bunch of examples out there of fathers paying child support. There are perfect examples of what I'm going through. But I'm saying.
That's besides the point.
But I'm saying, I'm kind of relating it back to the parole situation. We got cousins and brothers that are on parole. And we were never passionate about it. It directly affected us. Meek Mill's situation did not directly impact any of the motherfuckers that were out there.
All I'm saying is, you watch the blatant example of it, and people are being made aware of it.
Arrested. Do you have the capacity?
Do you know better?
To create a rally like that?
Or do you know better? Do you know it's wrong? Do you know it's wrong to be able to get sentenced to 2 to 4 years in prison for riding a dirt bike?
See, look, wait. I got this shit, bro. There's more to it. There's a lot of shit. You gotta remember, it's 9 years. It's not just riding a dirt bike in New York or doing. It's multiple.
That's why I said the technicality.
I'm saying is that no, it's not right. It's not cool. That's you're causing a danger to society. Now you're going too far. You know what I'm saying? So sure, he should have got some time because he had way too many violations. But should a person be on probation for 10 years?
No.
That's the conversation we really need to have. We should be past the conversation of why he's in there and if it's okay. We need to be having the conversation of what's reasonable for a person to try how to live their life on a day-to-day. Because on a day-to-day, you don't probably commit a crime every day. But at least in a month, you probably committed a crime. You probably sped. You probably did something you weren't supposed to do.
That's against the law.
So, I mean, what's reasonable to expect a person to do? Especially given the time of life. It's certain things you can expect from a 50-year-old. Give a 10-year papers, to a person who's 50 going to be 60. That time frame from a person who's 19 going to be 29 over 10 years. He not even know who he is yet. He's still trying to figure shit out. So of course he's gonna fuck up.
So what's? I guess a question you probably need to ask you: What is the point of probation? What is the overall purpose of it?
Well, it's so that you basically haven't
keep you out of jail.
Yeah, like you don't have to go to jail.
Back to jail.
No.
To keep you out of jail in that moment.
So basically, you commit a crime, right? And they offer you probation. Instead of you having to do hard prison time, they're going to take it, right? But the stipulation of this probation is that if you violate, you can't do a lot. You can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I got to know where you at. You cannot leave the city.
So we talk about punishment matching a crime, right? And if you're on probation, your crime doesn't. I mean, the punishment don't have to match the crime. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said that. That's why I keep saying the technicality. You know what I'm saying? If he went out and reason I brought up the dirt bikes is because it's just like, okay, he rides dirt bikes all the time. He's throughout his whole career. It's on camera, everything. He got arrested for riding a dirt bike in New York. And they dropped the charges. But the fact that he had a brush-in with the law is the reason he got arrested. Same thing with the fight situation.
Just one of the things she's saying is...
He broke up the fight. And he got arrested because he was the name, right? And that...
He said he wasn't doing it, so he was required to say that, you know.
But the charges were dropped. But the reason she banged him was, like, he had hot pisses before. No, he had hot pisses before. Bang him for that. That's a direct thing. She's saying, since I didn't bang you for this, now you have brushes with the law. I'm gonna bang you for that.
See, this is where we.
It don't match the. You
know she was a failed actress.
But this is what I was saying.
I don't know.
Is when you have a judge who's been handling your stuff long term, if she's personally invested in him.
That's what
She should just be personally invested. But that's what I was saying about child support. You have it to more personally invested. This judge
like this nigga, me, like.
I mean, and say he's going. I don't know how often he goes in front of a judge or
it's a judge's job to carry out the law.
She's looking at the paper and said, "Look, you did this."
Does he have to do 2 years?
If she say so.
So it's 2 is the minimum. That's what I'm saying.
If she say so. If she say so.
So if she just come out of nowhere and say, you know what, you can come on down me.
If she say so, it's at her discretion. When you got a judge, when you get sentenced by that judge, that's your judge. That's it.
Why don't somebody just pay her off?
Nigga, that's your judge.
You know what I'm saying?
You talking about a whole nother thing. But it's just like
robbery. It happens all the time. It's a dirty system.
It is.
Get her. I told you she was a failed actress. Somebody needs to get her a starring role in the next movie. That knows Meek Mill. Maybe Meek Mill's manager.
But all I'm saying is,
resolution.
We can't be mad at people becoming aware of something through whatever means it takes. Like sometimes I feel like, listen, if it took for them to admire somebody enough to become aware of something, then that's what it took. Because obviously we were just talking about education. These kids aren't getting the proper or aren't given the proper attention to the things that they really need because it ain't the proper people giving it to them. Meaning they don't respect their teachers the way they respect their favorite rapper or their favorite street guy. You know what I'm saying? And the people with the children's attention that's, you know, able to give them jewels is not giving them the proper information.
But even if those people were trying to give them the proper information, then that would no longer be someone that these children are even interested in. See what I'm saying?
You don't know that.
Look at Jeezy.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeezy used to rap about trap music, killing people, thugs, violence. Now he's trying to switch it up. His fan base, his following just isn't the way it isn't the same.
How do you know that?
What you mean how I know that?
I'm asking you. I still fuck with Jeezy hard.
You like the new album?
I ain't listened to it yet.
Exactly.
Because he just dropped the new album last week. His new album, I don't like that shit. That shit kind of light.
Yeah,
it's kind of light.
I bet she was in that last concert bopping my ass, wasn't she?
You motherfucker.
But what were you bopping to?
That trap shit.
Exactly.
That thug motivation.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like people don't want to hear that shit. Like people don't want to do right. People, they're not naturally inclined. They're not naturally inclined to, you know, be positive because we, especially as a position that we are, is just the world we live in. We be in the hood with it. You know what I mean? We come up from a fucked up environment.
But that's the whole point. That's what we were saying. Like, it's a cycle. So they come up in a fucked up environment. You can still do something. You can become something out of that fucked up environment. Like, where did we come from? Like, but how did we get here? It's a possibility, but don't nobody got the time to put into these kids. Their parents might have. That's the only reason that many of us are where we are. Okay, somebody cared, dog. Somebody cared. That's all it takes.
You need to get a license for parenting. You'd have to like go to parenting.
Yo, I said this shit. Yo, I be having some sick thoughts, but them shits be like, yo.
In order for you to have a child, you gotta get a parenting license.
How can I drive a car? But you say, I mean, how do I need a license to drive a car? But you're telling me I can check your
reproductive systems.
No, I'm not talking about shit. But what I'm talking about.
No, they take
that's why my shit sound twisted.
If you don't got your parents,
you telling me
you ain't got your parents license.
I can drive. I can't drive down the street without a license, but I can raise another life. Like I can really motherfucking.
They gonna tell me what to do with what I make.
How can you tell me what to do about anything? You need to question everything if that's the case. That's what I'm saying. We need to question everything.
I agree.
The fact you need to take a test to get a driver's license, you have to take a test to get a fucking parent. So we should be questioning everything all these rules and parameters. Nigga, you need a license to carry a gun. Why do you carry a gun?
Everywhere.
Why do you carry a gun?
Just in case.
To what?
Because I gotta kill somebody.
But why do you need a license to protect yourself?
So if a cop see me with my gun, I can say, "Excuse me, I have no license to carry."
Why? But what I'm saying to you is, why do they put these rules in place to, I guess,
to regulate and improve?
To regulate and control everything that we do, except reproduce. That's all right, right? So why isn't everything else all right?
I mean, I'm for it. I think it's...
I'm not saying that it's wrong for licenses. What I'm saying is, why isn't everything all right? Like that Moore shit. Like, I'm not a Moore, but that's what it is. It's just like, yo, like, this shit put here for us. Like, they're trying to regulate this shit. Like, nigga, you get points on your license, they take your license, you get pulled over, you drive, you going to jail, right? Same thing, you don't pay your child support, you pay your child support, you going to jail, right?
So if you don't parent your child correctly,
it don't matter.
That's what I'm talking about. This fucking license for parenting. I'm saying that.
No, I don't think people should have a license.
I think there should be the basics.
I just don't understand what
you shouldn't be allowed to do drugs around your child. Like, that should be a given.
What the fuck?
You know what I mean? You should make sure your child attends school. You know what I mean? These should be the basics. But I'm talking to far-fetched.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sense of it all.
Because that's not going to make culture better.
A lot of people out here not being productive citizens in society, but everybody's fucked.
Exactly.
Everybody's reproducing, but not being productive citizens.
Speaking of fucking, moving on to the next topic.
Go ahead, y'all continue.
No, so just kind of to transition into like the next topic that we were talking about discussing. My cats want to follow you too to the bathroom. Every time you go to the bathroom, his cats follow you to the bathroom.
Pervert.
Yeah, and he takes a shit with you. It's weird shit. He pees, but it's weird. He was just knocked out asleep. He's like, oh, somebody's going to the bathroom, gotta go. But I don't know, should we pause the conversation or should we?
No, let's go.
So this was kind of your specialty. This was what you were talking about.
Oh yes, I want to get back on Mr. Me Too. Listen.
I hate your introduction. I knew this is what you was talking about.
Speaking of fuck.
Your introduction wasn't cool, dog. This wasn't. Carry on. I'm sorry.
I think my introduction was meaningful and appropriate.
No, not yours. His.
Yeah.
My
transition.
Your transition. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hated it.
I think you better read.
Yeah, right. You said fucking. I said, well, speaking of it.
All right. So today I posted about. So let me go straight to the joint. It says it's a post. It's basically about two people being drunk and having sex. Posted mine. She was there apparently. Jake was drunk. Josie was drunk. Jake and Josie hooked up.
Share in the comments.
Can I read this? Can I read it? And I'll handle that too. You want me to multitask, send it, and read it at the same time? Because if I send it, I lose the picture.
Wasting time.
Well, Jake was drunk. Josie was drunk. Jake and Josie hooked up. Josie could not consent. The next day, Jake was charged with rape. Now this is where it gets super blurry. A woman who is intoxicated cannot give her legal consent for sex. So proceeding under these circumstances is a crime. It only takes a single day to ruin your life. Think about it. Be responsible.
Well, he was drunk too.
Describe my face.
Your face looks like you're pissed off.
I'm a little pissed off by it. It's stupid.
Share in the comments.
Jake is drunk. Josie is drunk. Jake doesn't have to give Josie consent. But Josie has to give
So here's
consent?
what I think about it.
Who started it off? That's the question.
That's
Who
the
knows?
question. But who knows that actually changes everything I was about to say.
Because if you're both drunk, how do you know?
But let's say Josie started it. Let's say Josie started kissing him.
He was like, I'm getting
He's drunk. Everything is hyper vigilant at this point, right? If we all been drunk, we're like, hey, everything's a little bit better for now because it's about to get worse. But she's kissing on him, she's touching on him. It feels good, so he starts touching her. She didn't give him consent to touch her, but he took her touching him as consent, to reciprocate. So the more she does, the more he does. She unbuttoned his pants, so he took off her pants. He took off his arm pants. And all his consensual situations, his history is he takes off the woman's clothes. So this is nothing strange for him. They wound up having sex. The next day, Josie says, what happened? I don't remember. Jake remembers. Jake had 5 shots and a Jaeger bomb and 3 beers. Josie had the same thing. It ain't Jake's fault that Josie can't hold her liquor the same way that he can hold his liquor.
Right.
So maybe he was a little less drunk than she was. But he drunk. He fucked up. He trying to turn up. He came out tonight to get some pussy. He was hoping this would happen. So they have sex the next day. Josie talking about you raped me. Oh damn, Josie. I remember what happened.
I didn't rape you.
You was kissing on me. You kissed me first. We in your apartment. You told me to come up. I ain't barred myself in there. Can I lie you down, please?
Yeah, you fucking the whole day up.
Right.
You hear. You watching and you hear.
But yeah, I feel like that's not rape on Jake's part. I feel like, listen, I understand that Josie has negative feelings now that she's woken up and she's realizing what happened last night. Just because Josie is currently having negative feelings does not mean I should now be charged with rape.
So, what's the resolution there? You're a guy. Just say you don't remember either.
No, my resolution is now you gotta talk to her. Like, look, here's what I remember. Now, I've been blackout drunk before, and I know you remember some shit. So what's the last thing you remember? And the more you talk about what you do remember, the more you start remembering some stuff. And some shit you ain't gonna remember. But I'll remind you some stuff, and then you remember it too. Now, we both agree that we drank together. We met on Tinder. We drank together. We took the Uber together. You invited me upstairs. We had another drink. You said, let's have a nightcap. We had another drink. Then you put the cup to my lips and you kissed me. You remember that? Yeah, I remember that. But I didn't say we could have sex. Well, that's not where you stopped. It's not like you kissed me right there and I threw you on the bed.
You don't remember that. You could have said that. You could have said that that happened.
Matter of fact, give my opinion. What's your opinion? What do you think?
Now I really do wish it was another girl. So, I think it's a slippery slope. I think that in some situations, what you're saying is actually something that happens a lot. Like, I've been in a place where it all went down, and that was the next thing the next day. Well, I don't remember consenting. I only can remember consenting to one because it was that wild of a night, like, for her.
Yeah, I'm familiar with situations like that.
Right. But it's other people there, and we've seen it. Like, we saw how it all went down. But the next day, you don't remember anything. And it's like people that are close to me, so it was a whole situation. But it was a slippery slope. Like, in that situation, yeah, you were not, this is whatever you were trying to do is not what it is. But there are situations where it actually occurs, and I just think that the graphics give men a bad rap. I definitely agree. Men have been getting a bad rap for a long time. So have women in many other areas. But this is a possibility. This is something that could have happened to a woman. Like, some woman was just too drunk to consent, and a man got on top of her and had his way with her. Sure. That's a thing.
That is a thing.
Y'all both are drunk. That's
called
a
rape.
thing.
That is a thing.
That's called rape. But when we... in certain situations, yeah, it's nutty. A girl is being nutty. In other situations, it's really a thing, so I don't know where to really...
But that's where it is. It's just like people lives are on the line.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about a slippery slope.
Fuck up my whole life.
Where it's defined.
Over your current emotions.
No.
Take some
I
time.
get that. That's fucked up. I agree with that 100%.
Now, let's switch it. Let's go to your space. Jake took the pussy. Well, yeah, that's rape.
Right.
Even if Jake's drunk too. Even if Josie and Jake are both drunk, that's rape.
Like
if
higher
Josie
learning.
wasn't with the vibe. But, I mean, how often have you had verbal consent?
Resolution.
That's
get
what
it
I'm
before
saying.
anything starts.
That's why they
Call
was
being straightforward.
Right.
I'm not promoting that.
You need some pussy, man.
With the text, are you fucking with me?
I'm good.
Let me know from the jokes.
You stay home.
We can kick it. Some shit you can just kick it with.
What's your
But if you ain't trying to fuck them, let's be clear from jump.
Clear from the rip.
But
then that's being rude.
I'm about to say that's the
So wait, I don't know where y'all going with
no.
this. Like,
What it is
Sometimes
that
you get a text from a guy that you cool with. Y'all been kicking and y'all hang out. Maybe y'all had sex in the past. And you like, oh yeah, let's do this. We're gonna link up and do this.
Let's go get some drinks. A few drinks.
Yo, we fucking in there. No.
I can't believe you said that.
Now you offended. Like we never
What do you
fucked.
think I am?
Rape culture is broad as fuck.
It is.
It's
I'm just saying, why you getting all offended to it? You know,
It's
that's
so
another thing
offended
about
to
it. Women be acting so offended with some shit. And I'm like, yo,
No, I'm not
I know the
getting offended
conversations that y'all be having.
With each other.
Yeah, like, come
That's
on.
it. That's
You
it.
miss dainty, miss sensitive.
And chicks-
No,
That's
that's not what I'm saying at
Yo,
all.
and chicks be worse than
I
niggas.
walked into
And they get a
certain
gory
person
detail.
one time, and I was like, where the
And it
hole
makes
is
you
at?
very like you walk into it. You walk into a conversation that two chicks are having. You like, oh my god,
Yo.
what are y'all talking about?
What the fuck?
Like,
What did I walk into?
Like what the hell? But it's just like, yo,
That actually didn't happen to me till later on in life, though. When I was younger, there were certain things that I was like, listen, no.
But then you got
Yeah.
reality.
What's my
You
purpose?
yeah.
Not talking about this.
You started seeing other people were actually
Yeah.
doing that shit and living that life, and you were like, oh, this is normal.
see, my thing is like my thing. I've just been super because it's just like the way we look at rape today. That's why I brought it up for in terms of rape culture because it was just like, you know, dudes is getting banged and losing their jobs quick behind a lot of shit.
All right.
Now,
And it's
in
scary.
these situations, it seems like it's pretty legitimate.
No, it
'Cause
is.
I'm
I'm
saying
not.
hiring is legitimate because there's a history of this behavior.
Yeah, like
it
these
happens
dudes,
so fast.
these
It's like,
dudes is getting
goddamn.
caught up doing all types of shit, and I'm just like, hold on, because it just make me dig within myself. Now it's just like, damn, I haven't done some shit that could be interpreted to be that. Like, am I at risk, or did I make anybody feel uncomfortable? Then I thought about my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was in college, nigga, I grabbed so much ass.
Yeah.
I grabbed so much ass in my life.
Oh,
I grabbed so much ass in my life.
Those hot parties, the dancing we used to do, that was definitely sexual assault.
No, but it's just like overall, it's just
How
like
she dancing
when I was
back?
in high school.
Well, you
Matter of
met
fact,
her.
thank you, Shay. Thank you, all the girls that I went to high school with for never pressing charges. Y'all know I didn't mean. I meant well. Y'all know I had love for y'all, and I respected y'all. I was going through puberty at the time. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying
But it's no excuse for these grown ass men, though. These 50, 60-year-old men.
No. They're predators. It's different. Like, it wasn't like I was locking girls in my room like, you want to suck this dick. Like, no, it wasn't, never. I never did nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, like, the broken side of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the aggravated dude. Like, I ain't going strong on the ends. Like, that's just, I don't have to. But it was just, like, the whole, like, if I saw a fat ass in high school, I was gonna work my way to grab that shit.
Or just run up against it somehow.
No,
He's gonna grab that
I
shit.
was grabbing that shit. Like,
He
I
was-
can say I grabbed.
I wasn't an ass grabber in high school.
I wasn't just grabbing ass.
Yeah, I wasn't doing
I
it.
get things. But I
You
wasn't
had
grabbing
problems. You had
ass.
a problem.
I didn't have a problem. I just like the ass back
Yeah,
then.
the thing.
And that was
That
just
was
how I
the
expressed
thing.
myself. You know what I'm
I
saying?
express myself.
But it wasn't about shit.
Like
though.
Yo, your self-expression should never encroach on my personal shit.
I'm just saying I grabbed a lot of ass.
How did you go? You was walking to him? No offense.
You don't smack it, see?
You gotta
Yeah,
You gotta touch it. You know what I'm saying? And then
You have flashbacks?
No. I don't ever want to do that again. I don't want to live that life again. I'm just talking about in general. Like, it was just like, I did a lot of shit that I'm seeing dudes get banged for. And it's just like, shit. Like, I could have went to jail.
Niggas is
Like,
saying shit and getting banged for.
Had
Like,
the-
hey,
had the-
hey, cutie,
Had
had sex in
somebody
the
been like
workplace?
deeply
No.
offended, like, you know, Ray touched me.
You're beautiful.
See, that's
You're really
when you
fine.
start talking sexual
I like-
harassment.
I
Like,
would
how
do
many
that.
times does a person have to say something to you inappropriate? Is one time enough to call it harassment? One time I said
It
something
depends
to
on
you,
who say
I
maybe
mean, I think it
sexually.
depends on what you say, dog.
What you say and who's saying. Hey, like if the
It
chick,
could be
if
one
she,
time.
If she like you a little bit,
Yeah, too,
you
exactly.
clear.
It's who's saying it.
But if
You
the
trying to
wrong
test
nigga
the
say
water.
that shit and he testing the water, she gonna be morbidly offended. You know
It's
what I'm
like
saying?
that meme. What's the meme? Who is it?
Oh, yeah, with
you know
Idris
the
Elba
one?
and somebody
Yeah.
Idris Alba and the
Uh-huh.
ugly dude right next to it. Like if he said it, it's like, oh my god, he
It's
said
a compliment.
that. If he
He said
say
it,
it's rape. It's sexual harassment. Like literally, that's the fine line, and it's just like it's up for interpretation, but people are losing their lives for this shit. Like the people are losing their careers. Like niggas are jumping off of bridges. Like fuck. Like I just lost everything.
Niggas is stepping down to CEOs.
But some dudes, like I said, you got the Weinsteins out there. These dudes that take advantage of their position and utilize that to basically strong arm women into giving it up.
Not about to justify Weinstein or anybody.
No, that's not a justification.
No. I'm not saying you're. I'm about to say some shit. I'm saying about the whole position of power thing. It's wrong to take advantage of your position of power. And when I say take advantage, I'm not going to the extremes. I'm not just talking about whipping your dick out. All that's just weird to me. I don't really understand how a nigga just walks in the room like, I want to beat off in front of everybody.
Oh, no.
It's not my twist. But
That's just
whatever.
not your twist.
That's the power street.
Yeah, it's obviously somebody's twist. But for me, it's like, we're talking something like more of the words type of thing. Not touching. But like how you approached her. You approached her on some sexual stuff like you were testing the water. And you just happen to be her boss. Or not even her boss, but a supervisor, but not her direct supervisor. This has not happened to me, because this is not how I live. It's not my style. But it's something that I play in my mind. Because my staff has been telling me I'm getting more PC. Because the way I engage with them versus when I used to engage with them.
What?
More PC, politically correct.
Those acronyms.
I mean, that's everybody goes.
I never.
He's the second person that asked me what PC is, so everybody knows.
I was thinking the computer.
That's
Respect,
why.
man. Respect.
More computer.
Respect.
Working.
Respect.
You didn't lose my spot. But no. Bitch, you made me lose my spot.
The DNA shit.
You're talking about
earlier, so I can't judge you.
Things
That's not like you, right?
in your head at workplace that you.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so if you're in a position of power and you kind of leverage your position of power to get her to give you some yams, but she gave you the yams, you ain't take the pussy, but you like leverage your position of power. That's wrong?
Yeah.
But you
Why?
still leveraging your position of power. Like, how
No,
though?
Like you want to fuck with
There's
a ball?
All right, now I
No.
don't know. It's levels, obviously.
That's the
Leveraging
thing.
is this.
Level.
Leveraging is this. You want this promotion? Suck this dick.
I'm saying,
That's not
I'm
cool.
saying, yeah, that you're her
Not
direct boss.
cool.
Huh?
But she also has to be common sense.
No.
But I'm saying common sense, you gotta know if there's even a position available. I mean, and if
No.
you do it, you're doing it because you're thinking you're going to benefit from it.
So what happens if you don't? So if you don't get that promotion,
So, all right, let's pause. Let's leave the workplace.
All right.
Let's say I pulled up in a Bentley, a Benz, whatever the car of her dreams is.
Mhm.
I gave her, she gets in the car, I rented this car. She don't know I rented this car. I rented this place on my
And she
say.
sucked
She
it?
let me smash,
Yeah.
and then she thinking she's going to benefit from this financial situation.
You didn't
She's
promise
not.
her
I
anything.
gamed her.
But you didn't promise her.
Maybe
nothing.
I did.
That was her perception. She
Maybe
didn't know.
I did. Maybe I told
Maybe you
her.
lied to her?
Maybe I lied to her.
So what? That's her own ignorance.
Flip it back to the workplace.
All right,
What's
go
the
ahead.
difference? Is it because I'm in a workplace position of power? I can
No.
understand that.
that's
What I'm
kind of
saying is
regulations
no.
for how you treat
I'm gonna tell you the difference.
employees.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. You want a promotion? Suck this dick. I'm gonna suck his dick for a promotion. There's two different instances there. There's her intentions are to go into it and suck your dick in hopes of getting a promotion, of which, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm gonna take that blowjob too. But if it's like, no, I'm gonna promise you a promotion in order to get you to suck my dick, that's me leveraging my power in order to get that, which you wasn't inclined to do it in the first place. So that is not reverse manipulation, but that's me manipulating the situation and using my power to get what I want from you, whereas she's just trying to use me or my power to get what she
So
wants.
who's wrong? Which one is worse?
I'm wrong because I'm in
Right.
control of the situation.
What if I don't give her a promotion?
You're not in control of the situation. She can say no. You're not taking it.
If
Slow down.
But what if I don't give her a promotion after she do it?
she
Then that means I'm not wrong.
And I see you have
Because she didn't suck my dick for the promotion.
She just sucked my dick.
You gotta understand too.
Resolution.
There's having power and there's abuse of power.
Sure, no. It's not that I disagree.
And that's abusing your power.
And however
'Cause I
y'all
can walk
feel
up-
about this shit, y'all have employee manuals that say
Now, we're-
workplace relationships are fucking prohibited
That's
as
not
a manager
consistent.
to
No,
a
no,
thing.
no.
Okay,
That's
but if
ideal.
the fucking is
That's
like,
bad for business.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything from the state that says you can't have workplace relationships. There's nothing.
Depends on your workplace.
it depends on your workplace, but this is my
Never mind.
thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you can't if you're
What I'm
Prison
saying,
guard or
what
something
I'm
like that.
saying,
Relations with inmates.
of course not.
We're talking about corporate
But
America.
how many? This is not.
How many women
Remember
did
what I
that?
say is never to. I usually don't.
It's
I
not-
make it clear when I'm trying to justify something. I'm not trying to justify anything. But how often have we been in a situation where we're aware of a woman using sex to take advantage of
That's
her
fine.
situation? Why? Why is that fine
No.
for her to do
So it's-
that? But
no,
it's not
strip-
fine
strippers.
for the
Come
man
on,
to do
strippers.
that.
Y'all.
Because the man is physically stronger.
I'm not.
and he can take.
I'm
he
not
could
disagreeing
take it.
with you. I'm not saying like
What you talking
that's
about?
okay. What I'm saying is for you, nigga. If she come at you and say, "This is what I want to do," in hopes of getting a promotion, oh, that's on you, shorty. Like, you stupid enough to do it.
So what if you say okay?
Bill Clinton, nigga. It wasn't me. I did not have relations with that woman. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like you came on to me, so you're in the position to kind of shoot it down. But if you went at her, like if you want this, you got to do that. You got to do that. That's an entirely different scenario. If she approaches you and you approach, now this is where the gray line comes in. Is that who said what, who initiated what, and it's he say, she say. But that's where the contracts got to come in.
That's what I was getting ready. I was thinking the same thing. Bro. I was like,
The contracts
I
got
think
to
did
come out.
Dave Chappelle do like a
Yeah,
skit on
I just said that shit
that?
earlier.
I was thinking the same
Because I
exact
was
thing.
like, yo, now we can talk about it being that, but it's just like, all right, cool. But now niggas got to really be smart. If you in that position, like, listen, you gonna sign this contract saying you volunteered to suck this in hopes of getting that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, do you really want this job?
No, it's not that fun no more,
Sure,
right? It's not that interesting.
No, it ain't that fun. Nobody want to stop to sign no contract.
So
I
rape
guess I
culture,
agree.
being accused of rape is fun.
Hey.
But it's he say, she say. And who word they gonna take first? Because she the one filing the report.
I remember the times that I came real close to them rape situations.
Let me ask y'all a question now.
I've never come close to it.
Let me ask y'all a
Congratulations,
question.
man.
Woman in power.
No,
That's
no,
how
no,
you
no,
got
no.
these yams to get this promotion.
That ain't happening though, cause she already.
No, nah, what I asked,
It
Answer
depends
the
on where I'm
question.
at in my life.
answer the
That's the
question.
real
What?
answer.
$30,000 promotion.
Sure.
You gotta lick this hole to get that role. What you gonna do?
Depending on what
You gonna lick the
on
whole?
my situation.
Yeah, it depends, I think it depends on
Or
everybody's situation.
you call it rape?
You can't go for rape.
Why not?
They're gonna laugh at you like how he laughed at me.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull my phone out. I'm gonna say, could you say that one more time? Let her say it, and then she says it one more time. Let's record. I'm gonna say, now if you don't give me this promotion, I'm gonna report you for boom bam, as you just said. That's what I did.
So you looking at hole? What you gonna do?
That's what I'm
It
doing.
depends
No,
on
that
where
was
I'm at
just-
in my
that was
life.
a straight
There
question.
are parts
You're
of my
being
life where,
rational
yeah,
right
I'm
now.
doing
What I'm
everything
saying
I
is,
got.
in the heat of the moment, nigga,
Other times
you
I'm
ain't
like,
got you had time to sit back and think about your answer, your rebuttal to me. But what I'm saying is, in that heat of the moment, you walk in there and maybe your phone is on your desk, and she say, "You got to do this to get."
Oh,
that."
how do I know?
Listen,
How do I know
about
for
it.
sure that I'm gonna get that job? Besides her word.
Whatever. I'll
You
sign
can
off.
picture
Whatever.
it.
I'll sign off. Would you do it?
My girlfriend.
am I giving head for promotions, like legit promotions? Is that what you're asking?
Nigga, what you do? This is a yes or no
Might
answer.
get-
What you do?
Promotion.
Y'all niggas making this shit more complicated than it gotta be. Are you doing it?
If I need to do it, if I'm in a position where I need to do it, I would do it.
I
But if I need to do it,
a
fuck
$30,000
that bitch.
promotion. It was a good number.
30 G's,
Yeah, I think about it.
if I break, because once you make a certain amount of money, you got to make X amount of money before it's a real.
You
Then you gotta think about taxes. That's why that 30 gonna turn into like 20.
You niggas. Just answer the
We just
question.
jokes, man. We think, man.
Just answer the question. Like these niggas just made this shit real fucking broad. Like think about it. I make $200,000 a year, so 30,000 ain't that much of a difference. All right, what you make right now?
But that's the truth. Like you want all that is going to be in
You're
your
right.
mind at that time
Yeah,
if
if I
somebody
make
asks.
that
I'm not just going around giving chicks the head.
No.
Then I gotta say to myself, what's gonna happen if I say no?
In the position,
And then she now gonna be like, oh, so you not going?
And that was that shit you forget.
in the position you are now, making the money that you make now, in the position you are right now, $30,000 roll. I mean, $30,000 more than what you make now. You lick that hole to get that roll.
For how long?
I'm eating right now. But if
Stop asking me so many questions. You're turning me into a rapist. I'm not no predator. Like, you're framing this to make me into the predator. Like come on, nigga, with all these stipulations. I'm just asking this a straight question. I just need a straight answer from you, motherfucker.
You want no. You don't want a straight answer. You want a closed-ended answer. You want a yes or no. I'm not giving you a yes or no. It's not that simple.
I'm going to give you a no. I would.
There you go.
I have integrity.
There you go.
And I believe that I can use my talents.
I can't give a flat no.
Yo.
Because maybe it's something that will really make sense. I'll talk to my partner. Does she care? I don't know. We'll see.
Heat of the moment, nigga. Legs on the desk.
Because how you gonna justify that?
Motherfucking, what was that? The
Caller
longest
lane,
yard
the,
situation.
right there.
You got on the longest yard.
Extra K in your account. She ain't gonna ask no questions.
Remember the longest yard? Remember the longest yard when Adam Sandler had to spank the lady and shit in order to get the game taken? Oh.
Yeah, I do.
I remember
Like,
bitch and all that.
What we call taking one for the team.
Sure,
Would
yeah.
you take one for the team? That team being your family. In order, would you do it? Yes or no? Nigga?
If I was early on in my career and I wasn't in a
My
relationship,
instincts
hell
are
yeah.
no. My instincts are no. But the question is,
If you saying presently, I would have to say no.
Yeah. All I'm saying is there's a lot of pressure
I can't record you.
for somebody in that situation. And if a woman works so, like, not like, let's say an actress to be, is in that position, and a nigga like Weinstein comes into that situation, and not to mention, he got so much strength that he's like, look, power, ruin your power, whatever.
I can end your career. Yeah.
I can end your career, stop you in Hollywood. Nobody's going to believe you.
But
All this type
everybody's
of
not in that
shit.
situation. I'm trying to keep it on a basic, where we live, middle class type level. I'm trying to make it seem. I'm trying to put us in a situation that we actually deal with in our work environments. We're not all coming up against a CEO. We're coming up against managers, directors.
Basically, a director grabbed Terry Crews' dick.
Yeah, that was great.
Terry Crews is 6'4",
He felt
about 260 pounds, all muscle, and a little 5'2" man walked up and grabbed this nigga dick like it was nothing.
and he was offended.
The audacity.
Because what happened when he beat
He was
this
scarred.
guy up? Now he just beat up this little
He
guy.
destroyed this nigga. Like, but what I'm saying is, in the face of that, like, think about a power trip. You know what I'm saying? To where though you can reduce somebody, right? It's just like, nigga, I got you, so it don't matter what I do to you, you're not gonna do nothing. Like, I can do what I want to.
What's your justification? What are you trying to justify?
I'm not gonna justify nothing. What I'm explaining to you is this is these people mindset. Like, this is how these people think. They're predators.
They have
to
problems.
a
They have
other
problems.
degree.
They deserved what they're going to get. You know,
What are they really going to get? They lost their job. Nobody's going to lose their job.
because they resigned. Didn't Russell Simmons one of them?
Russell Simmons.
See, the ones that
Oh, and we
the
grew up
ones
in
that
the 90s.
preempted. Well, we grew up to some rapey shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rape culture was our life.
Did y'all see what Charlamagne posted? He was talking about rape culture and how that you just grew up with it. Like it
That
was
was it.
a part of our upbringing.
Remember
and now,
watching videos, they pulling girls' titties out in the video and shit. Smack
Girls going live.
girls going wild.
That was rape.
all that
So
shit.
you want to get down with this movement? Show me your titties. Try my man.
Alright,
Everybody has to first. I don't really care about that part.
that's because you got perspective, but not everybody got that.
I'm trying to spread it just so I can go out there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, well, I think that we had a pretty interesting conversation today.
Real quick, everybody make sure you're aware of what's going on with your taxes. Make sure you're aware that you're going to have to file the same way for this tax year. The new tax plan is going to affect your next year's taxes. Make sure that if you're doing contract work or under the table work that you still have to report on or whatever, make sure you talk to somebody professional because this is a new law. So you want to talk to somebody who actually read it and who actually understands it. You don't want to talk to just whomever.
Does TurboTax automatically do it?
Like change the system?
Yeah.
I have no way of knowing that.
Just saying, like,
But I'm assuming after for this year it's going to be how it's going to be, and then next year they're update their system to reflect the changes. I mean, I'm thinking all places would do that. That would make sense. But
Shit, I did somebody else's taxes last year. Used TurboTax and Charlie.
Yeah,
Nah, I got a homie that he got the whole Mag Jig on lock.
I did.
Everybody coming in, he charging $400.
yeah,
You said what?
I do my taxes on credit card last year.
Yeah, well, you can do tax.
I use TurboTax.
I use TurboTax.
I think that's what I do.
After you make a certain amount of money.
You gotta pay for them to do a check on it.
Credit card was completely free.
Credit card is
Because
free.
they got your information. Yeah.
Or Credit Karma, they got you all of your taxes.
Yeah, if you sign up for Credit Karma, they have your social, they have your
No, it's not.
Equifax, they
Not if
have
you do the defense joint, like the
Trade
auditor,
union.
make sure you don't fuck, ain't nothing fucked up. It's $36.99.
You done fucked up one thing.
How you know? You don't do the auditor. Yeah.
Shit's right.
Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up,
I
shake
gotta
'em up.
lose money, man. We gotta be about making and retaining wealth. When I'm talking about wealth, I'm not talking about paper dollars. You gotta have some paper dollars.
Well,
I'm
assets.
talking about wealth. I'm talking about assets, liquid assets. I'm talking about true wealth. We gotta focus on creating and maintaining that. We can't joke about it. We gotta be serious about it. We gotta teach our kids about it.
Right.
Like, my dad taught me how to balance a checkbook, so ultimately he taught me how to do my budget. I do my budget on paper still to this day. I can pull out the book. You gotta know exactly how much you got coming in. You gotta know exactly how much you got coming out. You gotta know how much you can retain a month. You gotta know what you can do with that. You gotta have money going into some type of savings account. And then beyond that, then you can play with your money.
Right.
Then you talking whatever you want to do, Roth IRAs, you want to play stocks, whatever, bonds, whatever you CDs, whatever you want to do. But diversify your money.
Man, listen, that's the number one.
True assets.
It's the number one thing, man. Financial responsibility, financial literacy.
Disposable income. People won't believe.
Like, and you gotta educate yourself. Do not rely on anyone to educate you about finances. I mean, unless you're really gonna take a class,
Right.
like a true course that you about to pay some money for.
YouTube has a
that's
pretty interesting
legitimate.
video.
Yeah, and YouTube is cool, but that's self-education. And don't just rely on one person consistently. You have to diversify your education, of course. You never read from one textbook, right?
Yeah.
So
I work in
definitely
finance,
diversify your
so-
education.
It's important. Trust me.
So,
And don't have no kids and get a vasectomy. That's
yeah,
another thing that you
so
can
the-
do.
Yo,
so
don't
the-
have a kid by her if you're not finna marry
you're
her.
gonna marry her. Exactly. I
I
was
didn't
giving.
think that was a possibility though.
No.
No,
No, I proposed.
We live life.
I was engaged.
We
No,
out
I
here
mean
snake
with
right.
the women that y'all had kids with, like you.
I said I was going to marry her, but it was, you know, it was
I thought-
no, it was despite some things. I'm like, I'm willing to, you know, I'm willing to accept this.
All right, put it like this.
But
how many of us played
I
our kids?
figured out I
Raise
guess
your
I
hand if
wasn't.
you played your child.
My child was playing in the sense that we decided we wanted to have a child. My child was not timely playing.
Oh,
My
wow.
child was,
No,
it was just a
okay.
conversation that we had agreed on
Listen,
at some point.
it's not that when you in the middle when you're Jody shit, you want to have my baby
No.
in the middle of the session. I'm talking about literally, this is what we're doing. We're gonna try
And this what
this
we're gonna do
month.
about it.
Like nobody, I don't know nobody, but you did that. All right, cool. You did that.
Oh, he
All right,
was
cool.
right
I
back.
definitely didn't do that.
Mm, that-
You did that.
Boom!
Shit just happened, right? So.
It just happened. I made that.
So to all our listeners out there, because the moral of the story: number one, make sure you have kids with somebody that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, and that you don't have to worry about paying child support. Number two, education. Make sure you're doing
Get involved in
Get
your
involved.
education. Get involved in your children's
education.
Like, do not rely on school to teach your child. You need to know what they've learned in school today. You need
Right.
to build and reinforce on that to solidify it. I mean, you got to be a part of your child's education. You cannot rely on someone else to educate your child.
It's things they should know before they get to school.
Absolutely.
Yep. 3, learn about parole, what it does, how it affects society, what we can do to change it.
And 4, free Meek Mill. We out this joint. That's Shay.
And
Daryl.
don't rape
Unranked.
anybody, because
And
rape
don't
is
rape,
bad.
and it's
No,
bad.
it's
And
not.
you
Rape
don't
is
rape.
bad.
I feel like
Always
the way
get
you guys
consent.
saying it
Always get
sounded like
consent.
a joke.
It's not a joke.
And rape is not
Ask
a
her
joke.
for words. If she not her,
No.
say no,
All right,
shorty.
can I just say this
You
one
gotta
Get
say
the
words.
contract.
Can I say
Treat her
can I
like she's
say-
a child. Say, listen, you have to speak, baby. You can rub on me all day, but you got to say words. You got to get verbal consent.
Listen.
man.
You
And
say
she her
pet me
license.
pussy?
Get
What
her
you say? One more
license
time, nigga.
because you do not want to
Fellas,
have
can I
sex.
get a contract? Get a contract. Get a contract. Get verbal consent is not good enough these days. Get the
Your
same out
signature.
on the next show though.
Moral
We
of
gotta
the
go.
story: sex has been made not fun anymore, guys.
Oh, sex is still
No,
fun.
that
If
was
you're
fun
not-
for me. I don't know what
if
you're
you're
talking
not
about.
fun-
Sex is great.
You have fun
Yes.
sex with the same person.
Monogamy.
It's fun.
Monogamy.
Monogamy.
And then last but not least,
No, I'm not
Educate
saying
yourself.
monogamy is fun. Don't co-sign me on that shit. I'm saying.
you right, nigga.
I'm saying, yeah, I was disagreeing with Shay. Go on other days of just having sex with people and just having a good time having sex.
Write a
There's
contract.
politics in sex now.
Yeah.
But then also, as my man Daryl was saying, make sure you educate yourself in terms of finances.
Provide of the hippie culture.
And fellas, condoms.
Those two.
Vasectomies.
Those work.
That would change everything. This
Signing
whole
out,
Male
show
birth
would be
control.
insane.
4Fives podcast. Thanks for tuning
We
in.
did it again.
And we'll
Another
see
week.
y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Oh man.
Thank you.